Hi. I'm looking for a movie. Huh? Oh! Yeah. Uh, I had to dismantle the Nightmare Shelf. I don't like it. You know, I don't like it either, but, I had to put my DVDs somewhere, and, one of the drawers in my dresser just wasn't doing it anymore. But you know what? This is a good trade-off. Really, it is. I miss the Nightmare Shelf, but all of the pieces of which have now been placed in, I think, better homes. My Freddy Krueger glove is where my prop replica shelf is now. Two of the Freddy figures are down here, just off screen, facing off against two-figure versions of Ash. So I think this is a good trade-off. It's still an homage to cinema, like the Nightmare Shelf was before. Granted, it was an homage and a love letter to one particular film series, but you still get my drift. And as you can see on this shelf, there are some of the best films ever made, well, at least in my opinion. And some of these aren't even films. I mean, 3 of these are TV miniseries, that being Band of Brothers, The Pacific, and The Shining. Yes, I have The Shining TV miniseries with Steven Weber, and there's a perfectly good reason why. I love this. This is the definitive version of The Shining, not the Stanley Kubrick film. I am coming out right now. I am a horror fan, and I hate the Stanley Kubrick Shining, because it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I don't like Stanley Kubrick as a director anyhow, except for Paths of Glory and Doctor Strangelove, but his Shining isn't The Shining. It's got the characters' names, sure, but it's not an honest adaptation of Stephen King's novel. This, on the other hand, while being cheesy and made in the 90s, is a faithful representation, with Stephen King helming the teleplay of each episode. So, yeah, that's a big reason I go for it. It's the version Stephen King said he wanted the whole time. What else have we got? Oh, we've got horror classics such as Jacob's Ladder. Though this isn't so much a horror film as it's a psychological thriller, and one of my favorite, if not my absolute favorite, Tim Robbins film. My second of which is also on the shelf, being Shawshank Redemption. The absolute best of Frank Darabont as a writer and director. I mean, that is just pure cinema gold right there. That's the gold standard of film, in my opinion. And then, we've got Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. Now, this one is a bit divisive when I talk to my friends about it, but you know what? I'm coming out right now and just saying this. I'm saying it. I'm even stumbling over my words, but I don't care. Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me is the perfect add-on to the Twin Peaks mythology. I don't care who says what. This was never meant to be a prequel, sequel, whatever. It is a continuation of the storyline past Season 2. This is what Season 3 of Twin Peaks was supposed to be until Season 3 came along. Which, also, I love Season 3. Season 3 was spectacular. And for those of you who didn't understand what was going on, that's because people told you to skip this, which has vital information in it. Yeah, this, the worst Twin Peaks edition, is actually the most important Twin Peaks edition. It is the key to understanding Season 3. Spoiler alert. Oh! We've got one of the most classic musicals of all time, Rocky Horror Picture Show. The DVD is in here. It's not the CD. It just happens to be in the CD case. Why? Don't know. Just found it like that. Oh! You can't talk about classic, dark, comedic musicals without talking about Sweeney Todd. This is the 1979 musical recording with Angela Lansbury and George Hearn. In my personal opinion, this is Sweeney Todd. Hands down. Not Johnny Depp, not even the 2001 In Concert revival with George Hearn, even though that was spectacular. This is the definitive Sweeney Todd. If you want to watch Broadway at its best, that isn't Phantom of the Opera, the 25th anniversary, because that is golden. Wicked, which there are multiple recordings, not only in DVD format, but also on YouTube. And Rent, Cats, though I don't know if that's ever been made into a movie, thank God. And, West Side Story. Of course, you know, you could just read Romeo and Juliet and get the same appreciation. This is the way to go for classic Broadway. The cinematography is great. The acting is just top of the bar. I mean, nobody has a better onstage chemistry as Todd and Lovett than Lansbury and Hearn. Just fantastic. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And then I also have comedies, you know. I don't just have serious dramas. I have Clean Slate with Dana Carvey. A very underrated comedy, in my opinion. This is really great. Don't let the cover fool you. Yeah, the cover is bad. Even I was almost turned off by this movie from the cover. But the film itself is actually really nice and kind of funny. With an all-star cast... Well, 90s all-star cast of Dana Carvey, Valerio Golino, and, Kevin Pollak. I don't know why I almost said Jackson Pollock. Same last name, different first name, but Kevin Pollak, one of my favorite character actors of all time. This is a definite must-see if you want to just, you know, turn your brain off and watch a nice, fun, wholesome comedy. And then, of course, we have the comedic giants, Christmas Vacation. Christmas Vacation. I watch this every Christmas. It's a tradition in my house. But you know what else I watch every Christmas? Die Hard. Because this is the greatest Christmas movie ever made since National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and The Muppets Christmas Carol. Fight me on that last one. Fight me. I dare you to tell me a better version of the Charles Dickens classic than maybe Scrooged, which is another one of my all-time favorite Christmas movies, which I watch every Christmas. But fight me on The Muppet Christmas Carol. It's a godsend of a film. Never in my life have I ever enjoyed The Muppets more than in A Muppet Christmas Carol. Also, Michael Caine is Ebenezer Scrooge. Michael Caine, one of the greatest actors of his generation, giving a top-notch performance. He knows he's in a Muppet movie. He knows it's meant for kids. But he still gives it his all, 'cause he's Michael Caine. But back onto the subject at large, Die Hard's one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time. Then there's, Mel Gibson and Payback, the director's cut, because that's the only version you should watch. Not the original theatrical cut that the studios forced onto this wonderful action neo-noir film with the weird Chris Christopherson ending. No, just watch the straight-up director's cut. That's the way to go. Oh. Blade Runner. Yes, this is the final cut. Yes, that is also divisive. But I enjoy this. Granted, I'd rather have the theatrical version. Dialogue and, dialogue? Voiceover dialogue and all. But I still enjoy the final cut because it's Blade Runner. Then we have, you know what? I could go on and on about this, talk about The Mummy and The Mummy Returns, which are two of my favorite action movies of all time, and I have sitting next to Indiana Jones because why not? I could talk about Jumanji, the film that made me be who I am today. But I am in the mood hardcore for techno-noir. Yeah, I'm just going to stop talking because the idea of watching Blade Runner is getting me excited. So, I'm going to go.